Did you know that your shoulders, volume-wise, are the biggest muscle in your upper body? Unless, of course, you don't train them. But that's what I'm here for today. I'm gonna teach you guys how to build shoulders that are aesthetic and big and juicy and thick and girthy. So your shoulders are made up of 3 different parts: the front delt, the side delt, and the rear delt. Growing your front delts may help increase your strength on pushing movements such as the bench press. Growing your side delts will help you get those wider shoulders and make your waist look more narrow. And growing your rear delts will help stabilize your body on the bench press and will also increase your pulling strength, not pulling bitches. And growing your rear delt will help stabilize your body on the bench press and will also increase your pulling movement strength, such as rows and rows and rows. And growing your rear delts will also help stabilize your body on the bench press and will also increase your pulling movement strength, such as the barbell row, and will also contribute to that fully round cap look that we're all looking for in our shoulders. For each part of your shoulder, I'm gonna be showing you guys 3 exercises, one of them being my choice and the one that I do the most, and 2 of them being alternatives in case you guys want more variety or just want other choices in your workouts. And if you find any of these tips and exercises helpful, let me know by liking and subscribing, and I will see you guys in the gym. So we're here at the gym, and now when I train shoulders, the first thing I do is I go from front to side to rear. So that's exactly what we're gonna do for this video. So to start off the workout, we're gonna be doing seated dumbbell shoulder press. And now the important things with these is that for the bench, you wanna set the back to about a 60-degree incline, and then the bottom part where you sit on, you wanna set it to about a 15-degree incline. And now you're gonna grab your dumbbells, you're gonna put them on your lap, and then you're gonna kick them up to your shoulders, get in a position, and then when you're ready, you wanna take a deep breath and then push up. And you can use your legs just a tiny bit to get them up here. You don't want your arms to be flared out like this, right? You want them to come in like that a little bit, and then you want to come down like this, and then you want to go up. And now for these, I'll typically do 3 sets, 8 to 10 reps. You don't want to go too light on this. We're doing like 12 to 15. But now side delts, that's where the reps increase. So for this exercise, just keep it 3 sets, 8 to 10 reps. You don't want the 10th rep to be a failure though. You want the 10th rep to be about RPE 8. So you have 2 reps left in the tank. So now onto the alternatives. The first one I have is a seated cable shoulder press. So rules still apply with the dumbbell. You're gonna wanna angle your arms about here, but the difference is that this one with the cables, obviously when you're going down, you're gonna be a little bit more shaky trying to stabilize the weight. So it may feel a little bit different, but at the same time, it's a more constant tension on your front delts. So therefore, bigger gains. And after these, since it's a cable exercise, I wanna do about 3 sets, 10 to 12 reps instead, because you can go a little bit more to failure on cable rather than the dumbbell. Now on to the third alternative exercise for the front delt. So for this one, everybody's heard of it, you know it, we all know it. It's the standing barbell overhead press. Before you're about to push off, you wanna brace your core. Another thing that helps me out is that I kinda like brace my ass cheeks. I keep everything here and here braced and tight. I breathe in, and then I push up like that. I do this for about 3 sets. This was pretty much a compound. So I do 6 to 8 reps compared to 8 to 10 like my other ones. And now moving on to side delts. Now this is how you get the big wide shoulders that you want, the aesthetic shoulders. So the first exercise I do in the mainstream one is, it's a superset, but this kills you. It burns so bad. And it's the Y raise superset with behind the back cable lateral raises. That sounds like a mouthful, okay? But we don't call it that, we just call it the superset. So first thing you wanna do is you wanna go to a cable machine and then grab each cable with the other hand. And then you're gonna wanna stand straight but lean back a tiny bit. I do this till failure. I go to failure, which is about 12 to 15 reps for me. And then once I go to failure, I put on the D handles and then I turn around and then I just do behind the back lateral raises. And now the important thing here is that you wanna go up, you wanna get that peak stretch. You don't wanna go up here. Okay, that's gonna shift in your traps. You wanna stay about right here and then just go down and slowly control it at the bottom, get a full range of motion, and just keep doing that until failure once again. And these are going to burn. And now on to the alternative. So for this one, it is the very simple plain dumbbell lateral raise, but a lot of people do this wrong, okay? For dumbbells, you don't wanna go right out here. It's not your side delt. You wanna go in about 45 degrees, and what I like to do is I like to lean forward a little bit too. So I lean forward like this, and then I do this, right? Bring it up 45 degrees, all the way up here, back down. Now, what I throw in this little, I don't know what you call it, like a little trick, I guess, to minimize my cheating. So I just put my head on a pole or like just a flat surface against like a cable machine. So that way I can't sway up. Now, if you do this and you're a failure, you reach failure, if you wanna get a couple cheat reps in just to kind of get the weight up, push past failure, that's fine. But you don't wanna be going into your 8th rep going like that. Okay? You don't wanna be going like that. It's not the exercise. Now on to the last alternative side delt exercise. So this one's kind of like the first one, but it's not. So it's just a single arm cable lateral raise like this. So I hold on to the pole, and then I kind of put my feet like this a little bit, and I lean. I lean like this, and then I just pull it up like that. You gotta go really slow on this, right? Once again, 12 to 15 reps. And what I like to do to spice it up a little bit is I'll either do a cluster set or a drop set. If you don't know what those are, cluster set is when you go to failure, you take like a 5-10 second break, and then you go right into the exercise and bump out a little more reps until you get to a certain rep range. Mine's about 25. So say I fail at 15, I'll take a 5-second break, I'll keep going to failure, take as many breaks as needed until I get to 25. And a drop set is when you once again go to failure, but then you immediately drop the weight about, for lateral raises, you go a little bit lighter. So I'd say maybe about 10 pounds, maybe 5 pounds, depending on what the weight you're doing is, and then bump out again to failure. And that's it. These burn as well. And now moving on to the final part of your shoulder and the most neglected part, the rear delt. And the first exercise is gonna be just the standard cable rear delt fly. And then you're gonna wanna stand back, make sure your arms are locked, right? You don't wanna do this or that's gonna turn into some weird tricep hybrid exercise. Grab it with each arm and then stand back a little bit and then just bring it down 45 degrees and squeeze at the bottom. And to kind of help me cue in the mind muscle connection to really squeeze my rear delt, I like to imagine somebody at the bottom of the movement, somebody's pressing on my hand right here, and I'm fighting against them. So I'm just basically just squeezing down and acting like somebody's pushing my hand, and I'm trying to push back as hard as I can. And that'll really cue in your rear delt right here. That helped for me, but it is really difficult to cue in the mind muscle connection at first when you've never done it before, but trust me, you'll get it. And now moving on to the alternative for the rear delt. This one is, I gotta say this right, the chest supported dumbbell rear delt fly. It's a mouthful, I know. Just call it the dumbbell fly. So for this, you're gonna wanna go to a bench, set it to about a 45-degree angle, and then take light dumbbells. Okay, you're gonna go high reps. I'm talking 15 to 20 reps. And then you're gonna wanna position yourself, you're gonna wanna put your chest on the back part of the bench, and then support yourself with your feet, and then you want your arms to be dangling, but you also want them to be locked, right? So straight arm, you want your arm to be completely straight, and then at a 45-degree angle, like everything else I've talked about for shoulders, you're gonna wanna bring your arms straight back, right? And then you can even hold at the top there and kind of resist gravity bringing you back down, but slow and controlled reps at the top, pause for a second, and then come back down. And like everything with shoulder-wise, it's gonna burn. And now for the final exercise for your rear delt is the good old face pull. Now this one isn't as much as an isolation exercise as the other two, but it's still gonna hit your rear delts a lot, but it's also gonna hit more of like your traps, a little bit your rhomboids, but it's still a really great rear delt exercise. So for this, you're gonna wanna go over to a cable machine. Like always, people do this exercise wrong. I see it a lot of the time, but for this, the correct way, and that I really feel in my rear delts, is you bring it to your forehead and also and act like you're doing a double bicep pose, right? So like this, bring it to your forehead at the top, squeeze right here. You're gonna really wanna feel it contracting here. You don't wanna flex your biceps, okay? This isn't a bicep exercise. Just bring it to here, squeeze right here, and then hold it for about 2 seconds, and then slowly lower it back down. Now the tricky thing with these is that if you get to heavy enough weight, you're kinda gonna have to like counterbalance yourself. When you go like down like here, you're gonna be going forward and then leaning back. So what I recommend doing is doing like a switch stance like this, and then as you go down, you can put the weight in this foot, but as you go back, kind of lean into it so the weight's in this foot. And just do that every rep, lean forward, lean back, but still make it controlled. bring your core into this exercise a lot. So that's gonna wrap up this
shitty workout. Sorry.
So that's gonna wrap up this worst exercise workout. None of these exercises are gonna grow your shoulders. In fact, if you do this, you're wasting your time. So no point in doing this at all. So that's gonna wrap up the workout. And now I'm sorry if I didn't really explain these the best I can. I'm still kind of new at this. It's really hard to kind of put into words what I'm feeling, but I tried my best. I hope I did okay. But that being said, I hope you guys try this workout out for yourselves and give me some feedback in the comments. Did it work? Did it suck? Let me know. And let me know by giving me a like. And if you like my content, make sure to subscribe. But that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, have a great day, and grow those shoulders.
You didn't say goodbye.
Goodbye.